The trees are still in their dead state or their dumb state. And yes, you can see it's snow all over. It's supposed to be spring, but in the north, spring comes very late. I have like 6 to 8 months of winter around here. This is the farthest you can get away from the world, I guess, where the hard places. This is where the moon rules. This is where white comes from. This is where death sits for a longer time. So, that being said, welcome back to another video of the. I'd like to continue with the with my podcast about the or my talk or lesson about life, religion for dummies, and bring you up to speed the video. It's unfortunate what's happening all over the world. Some people are seeing it, some are not. But this is nothing to do with the imaginary God or Allah. It's nothing to do with the energy. Well, it is to do with the energy, but not the imaginary biblical or Alaric or Quranic text. But this is God's. This is a true. This is all happening because of humans, and there is a bunch of humans, like they of course their energy is a negative one, and they are trying to probably do something that is not humane, that is mostly destructive. So for some of you who are in this mental or physical prison, this prison or this book or this box that you've been boxed in, this cell that has been put around you by yourself, it happened many times because of people's ignorance. People who ignore things and go through life like it's just what they've been told, and they never go out to use their mind to their full potential, because the mind is as you know, it needs knowledge, it needs information, and some of you most of us went into this thing poor, broke, and it looks like by the time this death sweeps all over the world, and the world comes, and the people who don't know, who are not in the know, are still going to be vastly or devastatingly poor, and the rich are going to become most extremely rich. those who are, because they know and they have put organizations that help them achieve this, that greed of the body, that greed of the devil, that it needs the body needs to feel that adrenaline, that rush when it gets it's awards. And some people use that, and for you who ignores your devil, or let it run in the background, and not check your body for things that are bad for the world, and you ignore the bad things, that saying, it's these things, something goes like this: bad things happen because good people don't say anything. You see, the good people, or the so-called good people, who when they don't speak out, it don't make them good. It's just they're trying to pretend, like the stories of the angel and the demon. Being an angel and blindly follow instructions, and not and let people damage or kill, like in the biblical stories, where angels go and kill people and destroy worlds, and warn some people and not warn the others. Basically, the whole racist God of the Bible and the Quran, where they kill people, and they destroy a world, countries, or destroy these communities, or farms of people in big numbers. And they've been telling you this in the stories. And for you who don't listen, these people have been, when they get so greedy, when your body gets so addicted to something, you do anything to keep. It likes to do anything in its power to keep having that addiction going, because it makes it feel some adrenaline or some rush. It's an addiction. The best thing to do, since some of you don't check that addiction, and you think you convince yourself, or you make yourself believe, but it's the best thing to do, even if it's on the cost of lives of other human beings. That's why we ignore when people go and cause war to other people, and we say, yeah, they deserved it. And because what goes around comes around. It's the way of nature, or the way of this life. So like the people, I've always, some of you who think that religions are different, or they all came from the same places, run by the same people. It's just covered up and broken in pieces, so that you can manage these people, because they still report to the same. They still use the same text or information that keeps them stronger. Divide and conquer. We see the Roman Empire, or the so-called Rome, Italy, or the Vatican right now. They just what they did was they divided these these religions, because they found that they couldn't control these people in this. When they got there, they found that these people were resistant, and they were a bit organized. Only the ones that and they were paying attention. Only the ones who are not organized and not paying attention, don't have the knowledge, are the ones that they take over or they can and conquer. Like some people think the Byzantine Empire was some Arab or so-called Middle Eastern thing, or no, Byzantine was the Roman Empire, the part of Roman rule, which actually that is Constantinople or normal, what we call Turkey right now. That is all still Rome. It's still ruled by the same people. It's just they changed to so-called the Muslim, but the whole people who you call the what do you call them? The Ottomans, or the Mohammedans, or the so-called Muslim, they all came and ruled from there. That's where the whole thing of the so-called Islamic Empire, the Mohammedans and the Fatimites and the all came from those parts of the Rome, because Rome had all that part of Syria, and all that part of was Byzantine Empire. So the trick is not letting you research or not look there. You know, the trickster or the magician or the con man or con woman diverts attention. He wants you to look the other way, and the trick is done. It makes you, whatever means necessary, make you laugh, like make you like a joker, make jokes, and or get you looking like a fool. And some people never mind to question what's happening. The mind learns things, it puts them in the memory, and sometimes there is, in my language, there is a saying, "Zikusoka mumatandika," which means it gets your the life. It's like you get there. Whatever you did before, or you do when you're not aware, it's like your life. If you're paying attention, it will get you there. The life you're thinking is gonna get whatever life you're having now, whatever life you have in the future, it will be there when you get there. Or whatever life you're having now, it will be the life you have in the future. Meaning, if you don't do your research, and if you're not attentive and seek to know whatever happens, if you're doing that, you'll find it there in the future. If you're not doing that, everything kind of prepares you for that time, to get where you want to go. So if you're searching for knowledge and wisdom, or the wise man or the wise, if you want to be wise, you will find yourself there. If you're seeking for wealth, you will get yourself there. But it's all the matter of doing, not believing, just doing, knowing what you want, and work or do whatever towards it. So that's why some people like to get in governments or religious things, because it's prepared for mockery, for stealing, or simple, or even the law. lawyers, or they're just a bunch of tricksters with the words. They use spells to get you into this bad life yet you're not prepared for, and you will find it. So that being said, I would like to continue with my and I hope you the best, and seek. I like to proceed with the lesson or knowledge for today about the life religion for dummies. So energy or power, like the white is not I don't know if I mentioned this, it's not people. I like to digress, or to move to hint on something in the background. I like to kind of there's a saying, and it goes like this: there is many ways to kill a man, but there's only one way to destroying a man. If you understand that, then you wouldn't be afraid of dying. Because what it is if you're destroyed, then you're a demon, or you are dead, or you're a zombie, you're walking dead. You're dead. It's just you still got your energy working in the background, but your brain or information needed, you are not using your brain. So that is like almost a brain dead. That's why doctors say when person is brain dead, it's like a vegetable. The brain is the motherboard, or the RAM, or the memory. It's what keeps everything in there. And then yes, some parts of the bodies of course have some part of memories, but it's the motherboard where everything is stored and put in chips and whatever in your head. So that being said, energy, or like I showed you, snow, the white is an energy. It's not a color thing like people call each other white and black. We just say that because that's where there's nothingness. That's the negative energy. It comes from nothing to something. For example, the darkness is the black, and the white is day. What does that mean for some of you? Is that everything you see in the world comes from this nothingness. That's why you were never there, and now you are here. Were you not always here, or were you just born? The thing is, you were always here. This light was always here. It just matter just happened to come together, and there was a reaction. A light came into darkness, or sparkled, put light in the mother, or like the mother, of course. The mother has the eggs, which every creation is in there. So all they had to do is the father bring the electricity, or the the fertilizer and just fertilize the egg. And boom, you start to exist. But you will still be in darkness because you can't see, and until you are being in darkness or in the place of unseen, you see, you start coming up. So the pyramid, for some who excuse me, who wonder about the wonders of the world, like the pyramid, is basically a secret. As you see, look at it like this is the mother earth, okay, and this is the father. You get what I'm saying? This is the negative, and they say this is the positive. So when these two come, yeah, they put let's say right there, that is you. You're coming into existence. So when you come into existence, you being born, and so now you grow up. You see, from your youth, from your womb, from the lying on your back to lying on your stomach to moving on your thighs, or crawling, what they call crawling, and then on 4, and then off the crawling, and then you go to the 2 legs, you start walking. All of these things, they have some kind of teaching lessons where you're learning everything now. You're putting things in your head. You're installing information. And if your information is let to be installed properly, you should get here with the right know-how and knowing thyself. You would be at your higher understanding before you get even there. But some of you, just once they grow up, they reach here their maturity at the age of whatever, 70 or 80, and then they still think like the one that was here, the teenager, addicted to the brain. Because what you're doing is learning about your body, this body that you're in. So that you learn about the body, it grows, and you see how it grows, and you pay attention to it. And then voila, you reach your highest peak of the pyramid. You reach the highest peak, your godly self. So now you start, if you keep going, so you start going down. Your body deteriorates. You start being back to nothing. So when you're back to nothing, you die. That is the circle of life. These things happen. But it doesn't mean you don't exist anymore, because you never were. It's just the way it is. You experience the energy in you is experiencing. That's why when you die, the cell, like say the car, when it dies, you can't start it. Is things are gone. But so that's what you are. You are like a machine, like a vehicle. So, or like a temple, or like a house, but a moving one, of course. So you experience this life, and you come out there. Okay? So whatever happens, you have to leave this place. Some people like to live down here. So what they call here is called heaven, and this is called hell. Because here you don't know yourself. Anything can happen, bad things happen, and you're learning, you're falling, you're not, things are not making sense. You're dumb. You're dim. You can't figure things out. You need help. So there's some people call the positive. The positive. This is the negative and the positive. Let's say, but just assume I'm just humoring you. But this is really not very important. But it's basically heaven and earth, the angel and the demon, the Father and the Son. You get what I'm saying? It's if you're paying attention, you're understanding what I'm telling you. So for those who are open mind and can see what I'm saying, you can look and understand. It's simple. So everything happens there. Your life, everything is in that pyramid. That's the wonder of the pyramid, the secret. That's why they put it right there in front of you and tell you that you can reach your highest peak of understanding, your godly self, and you can live there. And then when the body is deteriorating, you're still in your higher self, but the body deteriorates and boom, you figured you're gone, but you understand what you are here for. You know thyself. And of course, then there is another one. Let me draw you another one. Okay, then there is another one, which is let's put it here. Let's put this one here. The beginning. So this is two signs that people look at and never figure out. It's right there in front of you. Most flags have it. It's a 5-pointed star. Let's see. There. And sometimes there's the mother, of course, which is the moon. Or the crescent moon, which shows it's like a belly, So this star is the man. This is, or the son and the mother. You can see it. The womb, the mother, and the sun or the star, which is basically the same, the sun and the same, this is the light, it's the star. So what it happens is, it says, you start from here, A for the arm, and L for the leg, and L for the leg. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Okay, I'll get another one. I guess I was prepared. Get another pen. It was frozen, of course. So anyway, that is A, L, L. And then there is another A for the arm, and then a H. You get it? So the 5-pointed star is just your head or your arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. All. So this is you in your mother's womb. Those are the signs. This worm or the crescent moon that's why they call it moon, because it's the moon, the sun, or the stars in the sky. It just shows where it's always been. It's all about the female, of course, the female and the male. Energy. Okay, energy. The male and the female energy, because people of old understood that, well, the way they understood it, the way they explain it, that's why everything you read in the Bible, the Quran, and talks about the woman, is talking about this, the energy of the female energy. And when it talks about the sun, it's talking about the male energy. But it's talking about, of course, the sun, the actual sun, and this one is talking about the actual moon. When the things happen in agriculture, these things happen in agriculture, you need to fertilize. Everything needs fertilization. The sun fertilizes the earth, the mother is the earth, and she's the one that gives birth to the fruits and everything you eat. So if you figure that is the hidden or the secret, that this thing is on some flags. They tell you it's right in front of you. Most flags have it, but they never tell you. They tell you, it's just by accident, we just put it there, or whatever they would say. Don't listen to that. This is what it is. It's the man. It's the Da Vinci Code, or the head of the man will be here, then it's full down, the whole Da Vinci Code, standing, the man will be standing here, and he puts the leg straight or something like that, and then his arms, because there's the whole arms out, arms in. It's energy of the sun and the moon. So that one, since you've got it, that's a negative and the positive, or then but still, don't forget, this is still one thing. It's still one. In Japanese, they'll say there's the yin. Why is the pen skip? Oh, never mind. In the Japanese, they call it the yin and the yang, where you see the 69. Sorry, the 69. The 69 or 69 is the sun and the moon. That's why 9 is and 6 are special numbers. They and then of course there's 7, where there's the seventh heaven. That's where you go in the in the seventh heaven. So you start from the beginning, from the 1, and then climb up to 7, seventh mind, or the 7th chakra, where you think in the head and not in the loins, or think with your heart, or think with your stomach, or think with your you don't let these organs, these addictions take over you, until you use your mind to figure things out, to understand. You under and inner stand what's happening. And then, of course, there is the other one. It's called something Orabora something. I guess it's the same thing as Aurora Borealis. There's a light that comes here in the north it's always there, but because the sun fights with the moon, and they call the particles of the sun, or the light, or whatever energy, you can see that colors of that greens and bit of yellows and bit of pinks, whites, and it got some beautiful looking colors. It's called Aurora Borealis, if you ever. But this is it's called Aurora Bora. It's what it is. I'm not good pictured. I don't draw very nicely, but it should be. I should be able to give you some kind of yes, yeah. Circle like that. A circle. Okay, that's it. It's a diagram like that. Some of you may have seen it. It's a snake eating its tail. Again, it's not different from this one. What is happening here is the circle. You don't pay attention to the snake. The circle. Okay. So let's see, the circle. The circle is that one. Basically, what the circle is your, if you divide it nicely there, divide, which is David, the divider, comes, what happens is the divide, the snake represents you as a human being, you or your life, and everything is circle of life. Basically, what's happening is that you grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and then when you reach here in the middle, the snake you start to lose yourself. You start to grow old. You grow old and you eat yourself. Basically, you eat your own tail. You as a child, and then you had this energy, and then this energy goes back and then eats itself. That's the snake eating itself, its tail. It's the mother nature, the circle of life. That's why you hear people saying the circle of life. That is the circle of life, the death. Because you're born here, you live in here, and then you experience, and then slowly you start deteriorating your life. Your body is basically your cells eating themselves, destroying or dying off, and you going to die. It's the body that is eating itself. It's the snake, the serpent, the devil. The body is eating itself. It grows up, it has energy up here, but then when it reaches here, it starts eating itself. It starts killing itself. It's basically your body starts deteriorating, and yet you start asking how, oh my God, I used to be so energetic, and now I'm losing myself. My body is aching. This is aching. That is aching. That's what's happened. The cycle of life. Your body is going back where it came from. So it's very, I don't know what to say. It's very simple, but if you don't have the key, it's very hard to understand what's happening. So once you figure that out, these signs, and what other sign? If you have any question for any other sign, you let me know. But most of the time, same thing with because this sign or the circle is basically also It's the seasons. Like your body also, you have the seasons where that's why they call it, this one is, they call it the zodiac signs, where there is the Taurus, and Taurus is when it starts in the May in Hindu, India, and most in the East, they used to represent, to show these things. Even in Asia, they used to show these things, how the animals in the signs, people back in the day, they used to understand what spring brings and what winter brings. So when you bring that cross, the cross in the middle there, it just stands for the seasons, the 4 seasons, which is what? You start from here, which is spring, April, March, which is Taurus, April, May. Those are 3. April, May. Then you go, say April, May. Then there is June, April, May, June, and then there is June, July, which is the summertime. June, July, summertime. June, July, August. And then there is September, which is basically the they say the fall, or the autumn, the time of the fall, the time when things are going to die. September, October, November. That's the movement of the sun and the moon. So they move like that. So the sun, they used to pay attention to the sun, because the sun was considered to be the one that gives them life, and they can see, and they can. And in the night, in this winter time of the moon, is when things die, and things are not very clear. The sun seems to show that the another day has come for them to see. They are awakened again. So that's why when they say Illuminati, or the illuminated one, it's just they're now bright people. They have seen, they know the difference between right and wrong. So this cross, this is here, we have this is spring, this is summer, this is fall, or I guess autumn in the places of the Europe and East, and they have these seasons in some parts of the world. And then there is winter. This is where the sun dies on the cross. Boom, in the middle here. In December, the sun dies on the cross, and then it comes to resurrects start resurrecting here in the December, January, goes in December, and then January, February. Okay, so this is the fall, when the things start falling, the fall, or things are just, that's how you also operate. Your life story is also there. You spring up, you come into existence, you shine, you bring a shine to the people, you make fun, people love you, you're very the children, they make people happy, they smile, the father, the parents, at least that's how it's supposed to be. And then they show new life is coming to the world in summer, and basically the crops, and it's been all beautiful. But now this is September again. September they're starting to harvest, and things they're now getting a bit bit like not paying attention to you now. They know you're growing up. You reach your peak, and then you out there, and then you find yourself on the crossroads between good and evil, or the bad and the good. The winter, they basically what it's supposed to be like down here. The winter the summer seasons, or the sun seasons, and you go into the moon seasons. You get what I'm saying? The moon starts being turned around here. Okay. Yeah. That is the other sign of what I can show you for today. So until we meet again, we will be, maybe I get you another lesson next time. So stay calm, be calm, God, and know thyself, the angel and the demon.